Masquerade same Zimbabwe. Welcome to our channel Zoom Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana karike kutanga kukuya panino channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Kana chungwa gara. Subscribe, but don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasi Zimbabwe takuigirai nyaya yabuditswa na Thabani Mpofu, Advocate Thabani Mpofu avo vakanyora last week kuna General Anselm Sanyatwe vachitaura ivo vachiti he gave him 7 days ultimatum kuti vawanikwe vachi dzora mashoko avakataura ekuti ZANU-PF ichatonga narini. Vakataura zvakare vachiti the military is going to use command voting kuti ZANU-PF iwanikwe ichitonga zvamuchose. Nyaya yakabuditswa naAdvocate Mpofu vachitaura ivo vachiti the statement rakabuditswa naThe army boss harisi constitutional zvinzi the military is supposed to protect my citizens, not to participate in politics. So kupera kwaita 7 days ultimatum vasanyatwa vanonge reply on nyaya iyi zvakonzeresa kuti Mpofu vawanikwe vachitora his next step. Thabani Mpofu vanyora to the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission chairperson Priscilla Chigumba vachi bring to your attention the recent remarks akapiwa by the Zimbabwe National Army Commander Lieutenant General Anselm Sanyatwe vachitaura pamusoro pe command voting muZimbabwe. Mpofu vabuda vachinyora pane letter yanyorwa naMpofu kuna Vachigumba vachitaura vachiti I'm writing to bring to your attention concerning remarks made by General Sanyatwe, the commander of the Zimbabwe National Army, about elections in Zimbabwe. I have in my possession videographic evidence of him uttering words to the following effect: ZANU-PF shall rule until donkeys grow horns. Whatever you stated and expressed wishes. I am now speaking as the commander of the army. We shall use what is called command voting. Do we understand each other? In these remarks, General Sanyatwe not only wades into issues beyond his constitutional remit, but also asserts his as well as the army's preparedness to undermine the vote and not respect its sanctity. Your commission's ability to deliver a credible election has been put in issue by remarks that suggest its complicity in undermining the popular will. I wonder whether there is any truth to the sting of General Sanyatwe's assertion. If you consider this assertion false, I kindly request that you publicly refute it with a firm assurance that your commission is not on the army's back and core. If you choose reticence, I kindly request that you account for it. The statement considered. General Sanyatwe's statement undermines the trust and confidence of the electorate in the electoral process. This, as you are aware, has been no small issue. A clear and prompt refutation of this assertion will help to maintain the integrity of the electoral process and reassure the public that the Electoral Commission is committed to uphold the sanctity of the vote. Your attention is drawn to section 51, 5551, 556C1, 233 and 239 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe 2018 and to the obligations that have been triggered by this tainted tale. The failure to call out this constitutional delinquency mostly indubitably has consequences. I would appreciate your attention to this grave matter within 7 days. Ndizvo zvakabuda zvichitaurwa naAdvocate Mpofu muZimbabwe vachitaura ivo vachiti vapa vachigumba zvakare dzimwe 7 days dzekuresponda to this issue muZimbabwe. Tisingazive kuti munoionawo sei nyaya iyi kutaura kwatiri kuita. The Human Rights Watch yataura iyo ichiti the SADC inofanira kupindira zvakare munyaya iyi muZimbabwe yakataurwa naVasanyatwe. Vachitaura vachiti the Southern African Development Community leaders who will meet in Harare in August should pressure the Zimbabwean government to restrain the military from its brazen interference in the country's politics and elections, an international human rights organization says. Human Rights Watch Africa Advocacy Director Alan Ngari said. On June 29, 2024, the Zimbabwe National Army Commander, Lieutenant General Anselm Sanyatwe, was quoted as saying that people would be marched to polling stations whether you like it or not, and that the ruling party ZANU-PF would rule forever. Since the August 2023 general election, in which ZANU-PF failed to win an outright majority in parliament, the country has witnessed several by-elections in constituencies where opposition leaders of parliament were dismissed in a bizarre ploy. The dismissal was seen as an attempt to tilt the balance of power in ZANU-PF's favor. The Zimbabwe military commander's open endorsement of the ruling party not only threatens the fairness of elections but opens the door for security force abuses against voters, the opposition, the civil society organization. Zimbabwe's security forces need to comply with the country's laws and regulations that uphold the international human rights obligations to ensure that elections are free and fair. For decades, Zimbabwe's military and other state securities have openly interfered in nations' civilian, political, and electoral affairs in violation of the Constitution and citizens' civil and political rights. Zimbabwe's Constitution says no member of the security services in exercising their function may act in a partisan manner, further the interest of any political party, or cause or violate anyone's fundamental rights or freedoms. However, senior members of the security forces have routinely ignored these provisions with impunity. The government should take urgent steps to end the military's participation in partisan politics, including by disciplining or persecuting military officers who violate laws and regulations that prohibit the security forces from directly supporting any political party, Ngari said. Zimbabwe has a history of elections that fall far short of international and regional standards, characterized by the involvement of the military in deeply flawed electoral processes. The government has not remedied some of the flaws of the August 2023 elections that SADC observers documented. Election periods in Zimbabwe, especially 1985, 1990, 2000, 2002, 2005, and 2008, were characterized by widespread violence committed mainly by ZANU-PF, its allies, and government security agencies, including sections of the army, Ngari added. These problems were particularly evident during the 2008 elections, when the army was credibly implicated in numerous systematic abuses that led to the killing of up to 200 people, the beating and torture of 5,000 more, and the displacement of 36,000. The 2017 coup against President Robert Mugabe further entrenched the military in its partisanship with the ruling party and interference in civilian affairs. The military leadership and some sections of the army have since the coup taken highly visible steps that adversely affected the political environment. Lieutenant General Sanyatwe's recent statement that militate against the holding of free, fair and credible elections raised the agency to carry out reforms to ensure that state security forces do not threaten future democratic elections and the electoral affairs of the country.